A single person can think rationally, but crowds behave differently. Sometimes they move like a single organism. One emotion spreads through thousands of people in seconds. Fear, anger, excitement, panic. And once a crowd begins to move, most people stop asking why. Psychologists call this herd behavior. When enough people gather together, individuality begins to dissolve. Responsibility fades. Emotions become contagious, and people start following movement without even realizing it. In crowded cities, millions of people move in patterns every single day. The same streets, the same reactions, the same opinions, the same routines. Most never stop to question where the movement is leading. In the 1950s, psychologist Solomon Asch conducted a famous experiment. Participants were shown simple lines and asked an obvious question. The correct answer was clear, but everyone else in the room intentionally chose the wrong answer. And something disturbing happened. Many participants ignored their own judgment and followed the group instead, even when they knew the crowd was wrong. Because for the human brain, belonging to the group often feels safer than standing alone. For thousands of years, survival depended on staying with the tribe. To be rejected by the group once meant death, and even now, the brain still carries that ancient fear. Today, social media amplified this behavior to a scale humanity has never seen before. Millions of people connected inside one giant emotional system. Outrage spreads faster than facts. Opinions spread faster than understanding. And people who have never met each other begin thinking alike, reacting alike, attacking alike. Sometimes one viral post is enough to trigger a digital stampede, but crowds can go even further. In the late Soviet Union, thousands of people gathered to attend mass hypnosis sessions led by Anatoly Kashpirovsky. Entire audiences sat together in silence, staring at the stage. Then people began collapsing, crying, laughing, falling into trance-like states. Whether it was belief, suggestion, emotion, or something else entirely, the effect was undeniable. The crowd was no longer behaving like separate individuals. It behaved like one mind. And maybe the strangest part was how quickly emotion spread from person to person. One reaction became hundreds. One feeling infected the entire room. At concerts, crowds surge like waves. Bodies crash into each other. People run in circles. Thousands move together with almost no communication at all. And strangely, nature has already shown us something similar. Army ants sometimes become trapped in what scientists call a death spiral. Each ant follows the one in front of it. The circle grows larger and larger. No leader, no direction, only movement following movement. And eventually, the entire colony collapses from exhaustion. Humans like to believe we are different, but crowds can make people do things they would never do alone. Crowds can inspire revolutions. They can create movements. They can unite millions of strangers. But they can also erase individuality, because inside a crowd, thinking slowly becomes harder, questioning becomes uncomfortable, and following everyone else becomes automatic. Maybe the most dangerous part is this. Most people never realize the exact moment they stopped thinking for themselves. Maybe critical thinking was never truly natural for humans. Maybe following the crowd is simply easier. Easier than questioning. Easier than standing alone. easier than thinking for yourself. And in a world where millions of voices constantly compete for your attention, the hardest thing might not be finding the truth, but staying conscious enough to ask questions in the first place. So the next time you feel yourself following the crowd, ask yourself, was this really your own thought? Or did someone else think it for you? And tell me in the comments, do you think people are still capable of independent thinking? Or are we all influenced more than we realize?